So what I was saying,
Mm.
I want these widgets I create to be with some space. Like you are seeing the word hello world is very fixed. Yet I created those words using different widgets. So to do
Yes.
that, I'm going to use what we call the main axis alignment. So we have main axis alignment, which is a property, and I'm going to use the main axis alignment widget. So we have main axis alignment dot center. Let us first use that one, and we see how it works. Let me save, and we see how that main axis alignment dot center how it works. I think you are seeing that now the rows are in the center.
Yeah.
Now let us try to change it to a different one. Main axis alignment dot. We have space around, we have space between, we have space evenly. Let us use space evenly, and we see how it works. Again, I save. Are you saying that now they are spaced?
Mm.
Because I've used the main axis alignment dot space evenly. So space evenly creates those spaces between those widgets. Then we also have cross axis alignment. So we have main axis alignment, and then we have cross axis alignment. So you have to know the difference between the two. What main axis alignment does, and also what cross axis alignment does. Because when you are using columns, you are going to be using mostly the cross axis alignment. So let us try to use the cross axis alignment here, and we see what it does. Cross axis alignment. Then we use cross axis alignment. Then you can put there a dot, and they give us the options. We have baseline, we have center, we have end, we have those options. That's right end, and we see how it works. Are you seeing?
I'm seeing it.
Now these words have moved down, which we are in the center. Now
Mm.
they have moved down. But when they move down, they don't go beyond the bottom of the container.
Mm.
Because that container is having the maximum height. So they don't go beyond the maximum height. Meaning if you increase the height of that container, also they will go they will continue moving down until they reach the bottom of that container. That is all about the cross-axis alignment. For it, it deals with the vertical, then the main axis alignment deals with horizontal. Is that okay now?
I've seen. When you put N, it brings down. Eh?
Yes. If you put center, then they'll go to the middle. So you can always
Okay.
go and test those options. There is a stretch. So when you are practicing, you can always test all the options and you see what it does, as long as you know the widget you are going to use and the property.
Mm.
I think you are seeing it how stretch it does.
Yeah.
It stretches the widget from the beginning up to the end. That is what it does.
Stretch takes them up. I've seen.
Yes, because for the text, the text for the text, it's not enclosed in something, maybe a container, so it will just remain like that. The text can't be stretched. But if I'm using containers, then those containers will be stretched from the top to the bottom.
Mm.
That's what stretch does. I think that's okay now. That's okay with the rows. Nothing much you can do about rows. As long as you know what you have to know, that if I'm using a row, then I can put multiple widgets within that row, as long as I include the children property inside that row. Then the last thing we are going to look at is the column. Then if I'm to use a column, I'm going to remove that row and I replace it with a column. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Can't you put a column within a row?
Of course, you can put a column within a row because the row can support each and every widget. But I just want to change this row and I make it a column, and we see how it works. And then after, we shall create a column within a row or a row within a column. We can also do that. I think now I have changed it into column.
Okay.
I can change this word into column. And then I save. So that we can see how. Let me first remove the cross-axis alignment and the main axis alignment. Let me first run it again. I sing now. So are you seeing the effect of the column?
Yeah.
Yeah, for it, it sends them to the next line. But when you look at it, still it's not spaced. Meaning that if I want some space, then I have to use what you call the main axis alignment. I can change it. Maybe, let me see. You can also put values there if you want. And then you put there brackets and you put in values. But it's always easier when you just choose from what is there. Maybe I can use space evenly, or I can use space between. And I save.
Mm.
I think you can see how space between works.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. So that's how we use a column. Then if I want inside this column, I'm going to add another widget. And that widget, I want it to be a column. I made a row. So I'm going to create a row. And inside this row, I'm going to create children, because we say that whenever you want to create multiple widgets, you have to use that children property. And then inside the children, I want to create 3 text widgets. Actually, let me just create 3 containers there. So I'm going to create a container. Then inside this container, what should I give it? Maybe I can come to this and just copy the color. Maybe I'm interested in the color, the padding. I copy them and I paste them inside this container. Control V. So let me make this one all. Edge insets dot all. And then I give it a value, which is 20.0. So I'm going to give them names. This I'm going to call it 1. So I'm going to do the same, and I copy this container and I create 3 containers within this row. Control C. At the end of this container, I create another container. Also at the end of this container, I create another container. Then what I'll do, I'll just change the color. This one I give it a different color, which is red. This one I give it a different color, which is amber. Then this one I call it 2, because I want someone to be able to differentiate between the 3. And this one I call it 3. I think you can see that inside this, that inside the row, this is our row. Inside the row, we have created children, and we have 3 containers: container 1, container 2, and container 3. But that row is within a column. Are you seeing that? Let me change this main axis alignment from space between space evenly. And then I just save, Control S, and we see the change. Are you seeing now?
Yeah.
That within that column, on one line, I have a row which is 1, 2, and 3. Those are 3 containers. So still, if
let's go down. On the row, okay. I've seen.
On the row, I've just created a children property, because I say that if you want to create multiple widgets, you have to use that children property. So still, I want that column which I've created within. I want that row which I've created within a column. I want to space those containers. So meaning that after that row, I'm going to, which is the main axis alignment, I'm going to add the main axis alignment, which will be main axis alignment dot space evenly, because I want those 3 containers also to be spaced. Then I save. I think that
I'm seeing
that even the rows I've created within a column, now they are also spaced. So now you can play around with those rows and columns. So that's how we can add multiple widgets within our body. So even you can also do the same. You can also do the same within the app bar. You can decide to put multiple widgets there. So I think that's enough for today.
Okay.
So let us see. Let me see some of the basic widgets we are remaining with. So we shall just look at the expanded widgets and we see how we can expand the widgets. And the other widgets, for example, if I want a text box, I have that. If I want a text field, maybe I want someone to enter that name. So we shall look at that text box. We already looked at the button, meaning that if I want to create a form, I'm remaining with one thing, which is a text box. Because I already know how to create that submit button. And I know how to create those columns, meaning that I can decide, enter first name to be on the first line, then the text box to be on the next line. Then you can do that. So we shall look at those expanded widgets, and then we look at some shortcuts we can use within Flutter. We have some shortcuts. For example, if I have created this text widget and I want to center it, instead of first deleting it and then I create a center widget, we shall see those shortcuts we can use.
It's like I have an error on mine. Eh?
Yeah, where is the error?
Container on color.
Mm.
It is saying
Mm.
type list widget. I don't know. Wait. Let me make it bigger. You see. Let me share my screen and you see it.
Okay, let me first remove mine. So you can share your screen now. Let me enable that one with the setting.
Okay. Have you seen here on colors? Eh?
Mm.
There's some error here. What is showing?
Let me see. Color. Container. Color. Expected to find. First remove the cursor from there, guys.
To find.
First remove the cursor from there, guys.
I remove all of it. Eh?
Let me first see. Oh, after, are you seeing after padding there is no comma? So I told you after the padding property.
Okay.
I told you whenever you end a bracket, you have to put a comma. Those are always the common errors you find in Flutter. And that's why if I close my bracket, I put a comma before even putting something inside.
Yeah.
And
I
now
think it's now okay. Let me
yeah,
run it. Yeah, it's now okay.
Okay. So I think we shall start from there tomorrow.
Okay.